The time is here to introduce our next major update, Evolve in Zoom 8.2. Let's review the 7 of the coolest features we've added in the Adobe CC plugins. Adobe Premiere plugin has been updated with an innovative new feature that lets you create a new Premiere sequence from an AI or human-curated data timeline on the fly. As an editor, you can quickly create nested sequences from selected clips and then string them together. Check this out. Mike needs to create a highlight reel for a soccer sponsor with the selection of all the moments in the game where the logo shows up. He uses the plugin to find the soccer footage. Next, Mike clicks Create Sequence from the Asset Detail view. He then selects the AI-based logo data timeline, searches for the term Coca-Cola, and clicks the Create button. Lo and behold, Zoom plugin has created a sequence with the clips of all of the Coca-Cola shots from the footage. Mike can even see the markers on the Premiere sequence timeline as well as in the markers panel. All the Adobe CC plugins have been enhanced to allow you to copy text from any metadata in the Zoom panel to your clipboard. Check this out. Sandy is editing a Photoshop file. She wants to add a text layer for a title. Sandy knows her art director has added the title in a metadata field. She opens up the IPTC metadata group, clicks on the title value. Zoom plugin copies the text to Clipboard. Sandy promptly pastes the title into the Photoshop text layer. Besides the time savings, this reduces errors in post-production when working with text. Next, Sandy needs to share the asset ID of the Photoshop file with her motion graphics editor, Mike. She clicks on the asset ID value and pastes it in a Slack message to Mike. Asset IDs ensure your teammates never have to second guess if they're opening the correct file, while file names can be reused. In the Zoom CC plugins, similar to the Zoom desktop app, you can quickly search for an asset by its unique asset ID. Check this out. Mike has just received the asset ID for a Photoshop file from his colleague Sandy. He opens up the After Effects project, navigates to the Evolve in Zoom panel search tab. Mike types in the string asset ID followed by the actual ID he received from Sandy. The search matches the exact file he needs to link with. He can now import the PSD file into his animation project. No more clicking through long folder hierarchies or fumbling with the file name. Asset ID search allows the editor to zero onto the correct asset in an instant. Exports from the Premiere and After Effects panel often need long render time in Adobe Media Encoder. Glitches between the Adobe CC app and Adobe Media Encoder in the past could cause the plugin to be stuck waiting for confirmation from Media Encoder. Now the editors can cancel and export if Media Encoder has an issue or if the export completes but Media Encoder fails to notify our app plugin. Check this out. Sandy kicks off a sequence export in Adobe Premiere Pro plugin. She discovers she made a mistake. She needs to add an essential graphics text animation in the title card. Sandy clicks the Cancel button in the Export panel. Zoom plugins cancels the job in Adobe Media Encoder. Sandy can now go back and fix her mistakes. When she's ready, she just needs to re-export the sequence. Editors spend a lot of time in our Adobe CC panel searching for assets. In this update, we have streamlined the user experience for search by separating it out into its own tab. Check this out. Sandy opens the Adobe Illustrator Zoom Evolve in panel. She notices that in the Browse view, she can type ahead in the Find in Folder field to search for assets within a folder. She types logo in the selected folder. Zoom narrows the list to the logo PSD. Next, Sandy clicks on the Search tab. From here, she can perform a quick search by typing in the search field a term such as PNG to locate her assets. To find files using the filters, she can click on the Filters button to bring up the current list of available filters. She clicks on a file type filter to see all the matching assets. Design teams using Adobe Illustrator often need to bring in icons or other vector art in SVG files to edit. The Zoom Illustrator plugin now makes it really easy to embed an SVG directly from the panel. Check this out. Mike is editing an Illustrator project. He uses the Zoom panel to search for an SVG icon for ingest. Mike clicks on the Place option in the panel to bring in the SVG object. He didn't need to leave the Zoom plugin to place SVGs in his artboard in Illustrator. The Zoom Adobe CC Export panel is great for quickly exporting a draft for review, as it automatically associates the export to your Adobe CC project, which in turn lets alerts and comments on an export flow back from web or mobile client into the Adobe CC panel. That's great for collaboration. However, for final delivery, editors often need to export multiple files with custom presets that need to be tweaked on a need basis. Until now, the editors had to rely on manually exporting using tools like Media Encoder with no way of associating these custom exports back to the project file. With this major update, we are introducing a new feature that will let an editor perform custom exports and then easily associate these back to the project file for collaboration. Check this out. Sandy has her Adobe Premiere sequence ready for final conform. She switches all the links in the project to high-res. Next, she queues 3 different exports for delivery into Adobe Media Encoder. Once the 3 files have been rendered by Media Encoder, she drags them back to the Export panel in the Zoom plugin. The panel triggers the check-in app to ingest these new exports. After the sync to Zoom is finished, Sandy observes that her exports are now associated with the project in the Exported Files tab. She promptly adds them to the collection she has going with the producers and the account manager. Now everyone can review, comment, or collaborate on the shared collection from within the panel and the Zoom Collections app.